Parashat Balak, Journey of a Lifetime. This Dvar Torah is based in part on an idea that I heard from a wonderful educator named Sarah Robinson. Parashat Balak involves the fateful journey of Bilaam ben Beor, an arch villain and enemy of the Jewish people. He is summoned by the evil king Balak of Moab. Balak knows that Bilaam can curse people and the curse will come true, and he wants Bilaam to curse the Jewish people so that they will not pose a threat to him. Bilaam, you may know, after getting permission eventually from Hashem to go, faces obstacles when his donkey does not want to go along the road, and eventually is confronted by an angel. But when he does finally get there and does try to curse the Jewish people, his curses are turned into brachot, into blessings by Hashem, and he ends up blessing the Jewish people time and time again. If you look carefully, you will see that the journey of Bilaam is similar in many ways to another famous journey that took place in Sefer Bereshit, and that is the journey taken by Avraham Avinu for Akedat Yitzchak. You may remember how Hashem commanded Avraham to offer his son Yitzchak on the Mizbeach, and Avraham took a long journey, and finally, after being willing to do it and getting started, an angel calls out and stops him, and Avraham and all of us are blessed because he was willing to do it, willing to do the most difficult of all of the 10 tests to which he was subjected. But if you think about it, these stories have many similarities. For example, both Avraham and Bilaam travel on a donkey, and they're so eager to do what they do that they saddle their donkey on their own, even though they could have done it through a servant. Each one takes 2 assistants to go with him along the way of this journey. There are 3 days before Avraham sees the place, the Har HaMoriah, where he is supposed to do the Akedah, and there is a pattern of 3s in Bilaam. The donkey stops 3 times. There are 3 times that he blesses the Jews instead of cursing them before the final, last, different one. There are opportunities for both of them to change their minds during the course of this journey, and they can not go through with it. And it is Avraham's test to see if he will go through with it, and Bilaam is tested, perhaps he will back out of it and do the right thing. There is the involvement of an angel, the angel that stands in the way of Bilaam on the road, and the angel that stays, that stops Avraham's hand from doing the deed. And of course, the stories revolve around blessing and curse, how Avraham will be a blessing for all nations, and especially for his children and descendants, and how Bilaam was trying to do curses and they turned into blessings. And the question is, why is it? What does the Torah mean for us to learn by making these stories so similar? And I would suggest to you that the Torah is trying to tell us that each of these great people with great potential was set out on a journey, and that journey was going to define them for their entire lifetimes and for all of history. It was going to set what their character really is. And Avraham ended up passing, and Bilaam ended up not passing the test. What was it on these similar journeys that defined their characters that made one pass and the other fail so abjectly? And I believe the answer is to be found in Pirkei Avot, where it says that those who have 3 character traits are among the students of Avraham Avinu, and the opposite character traits makes you a student, chas v'shalom, of Bilaam HaRasha. Students of Avraham Avinu have an ayin tovah. They are happy when good things happen to other people. They do not only want things to be about them. They have a ruach nimucha. They are very, very modest and humble. And they have a nefesh shefala. They don't look to be able to make money and have luxuries. Instead, they are satisfied with what they have. The students of Bilaam have the opposite, ayin ra'ah. They're jealous. They're unhappy when other people succeed. They don't want anybody to come anywhere near what they have. Ruach givoha. They are braggy and bossy and arrogant. Benefesh rechava. And they seek out all sorts of luxuries and all sorts of extra wealth. That is Bilaam Harasha. Carefully, you will see that the characteristics of Avraham are all looking beyond yourself, not being only involved with you, but looking out for others. That is what makes it possible to do Avraham's main characteristic, which is chesed. But Bilaam was the opposite. It is these midot that make it possible for us to pass tests when the time comes. If we have developed the right midot, then in the moment of truth, when we have to choose which way are we going to do, will we take the journey in the right direction, we'll be able to do it. For Avraham, the midot tovot, the right behaviors, were like the helium in the balloons that could take him always closer to Hashem. But for Bilaam, his negative midot were like the anchor that dragged him down for all of eternity. And we are left asking ourselves, what type of midot will we develop? And when it comes to the moment of truth on our journey, where will those midot take us?